We all know how exciting it is to play on a team. It's a lot of fun and, well, it's really a great honor to earn the respect of your teammates as well as your fellow students. You all know what it's like to play at the high school level, but what about the college level? How tough is it? How tough is the competition, really? And is there a chance for you to earn a scholarship? These are the questions we're going to be answering as we focus on several different colleges from the more than 2,000 schools across this nation that sponsor varsity athletic programs. Our selection includes both small colleges as well as big-time athletic powers. After we've visited each of the schools, you will see that the differences between each school are more than a matter of just geography. I came to this university, the University of Southern California, after 1 year in junior college. I earned my education with my football ability and as a member of the Marine Corps Platoon Leader Corps, or PLC, a summer training program for college students. This is how I financed my education and furthered my athletic career. This, too, is what this film is all about, showing you the alternatives to scholarships, paying your way through school. Let's begin by hearing from some of the people from the University of Southern California.
The University of Southern California is a private, non-sectarian university located in the city of Los Angeles, some 10 miles from the heart of the major city. The university has some 8,500 undergraduate students, as well as an additional 10,000 graduate students in the excellent professional schools. The living conditions surrounding the university afford possibilities to live in both dormitories and in sororities, fraternities, and off-campus housing in apartments. As we evaluate the prospective student-athlete, we not only look for someone of superior athletic ability, but we look at what the young man has accomplished in his high school career. We look for a person who has above 1,000 score on the SAT. We look for someone who is a B student. The tuition and the cost of the university, including living costs, is upwards of $4,000, and rest assured that there are many scholarships available to both the athlete and the non-athlete alike.
As the head football coach, I'm directly responsible to recruit the young men who represent this university. We are select recruiters, only taking in approximately 20 youngsters a year. What we look for in a youngster is the fact that he has to be a very, very good athlete, because we want the people to be very satisfied. The opportunities here after he's here are great, playing in the Rose Bowl, playing before hundreds of thousands of people in person, millions in TV. The exposure a youngster gets from this university is fantastic. We have won more national championships than any other school in the United States. In fact, we have won more than probably any 2 or 3 schools combined in the country. We have won them in tennis, baseball, football, basketball, track. We've won, I think, over 29 in track. So this is a school that has a well-rounded athletic program that does not just participate in football and say we are the best in football. We intend to be very, very good at any sport we compete in.
It takes a tennis player of high caliber to qualify for a tennis scholarship here at the University of Southern California. Usually you have to be somewhere in the first 10 in the country in the juniors. This brings it down to a point where it's very selective. We want a boy that's going to be serious about the game of tennis. He has to be serious about his studies, because if he's not going to be eligible and be able to represent us. We've had some wonderful, outstanding young men attend our university and have achieved many heights in the field of tennis. Some of these are Alex Olmedo, Rafael Osuna, Dennis Ralston, Stanley Smith, Bob Lutz, Raul Ramirez. We have ideal weather all year long. Some years we can play as many as 350 days out of the year.
In considering universities, the student-athlete should look to the university where he can participate. I can tell you and assure you that at USC we are interested in the top athlete, the blue chipper, And we can promise you this. We can promise you that not only will you play against the top people in the country if you choose USC, but I can also assure you that you will be playing next to the top athletes in the country.
Remember one thing. To compete in sports at USC, you need to have high goals to match the top athletic requirements. But USC is not really unique. All major athletic powers demand the best of their student athletes, although the overall athletic programs may differ slightly. The University of Tennessee has fewer varsity sports, but by specializing in those sports, Tennessee has been able to earn top honors. Its nationally ranked football team has averaged less than 2 losses a year over the past decade. Its swimming team has enjoyed a winning tradition since its beginning just 6 years ago.
We participate in 8 varsity sports here and provide the maximum number of scholarships allowed by the NCAA in each sport, which is in football 30, in swimming and track 7, in basketball, baseball, and wrestling 6, and in golf and tennis 3 each. The University of Tennessee is located in Knoxville, and we have an enrollment of 25,000 students on our campus. Our university is broken down into 22 different colleges. These colleges offer 179 undergraduate degrees, 149 master's degrees, and 53 doctoral degrees. The cost of coming to the University of Tennessee is $1,800 a year for an in-state student and $2,500 a year for an out-of-state student. Now here at Tennessee, we also have a fine academic scholarship program which is funded through endowments and through contributions by alumni. And we also have a real fine student aid set up. In order for a student to do a good job in the classroom here, we suggest that he have a minimum score on the SAT of 800 and on the ACT of 18. The living conditions here at the University of Tennessee are real fine. We have ultra-modern dormitories, we have real fine fraternity houses, and we have the Greeks and the independent students as well.
We have terrific facilities here at the University of Tennessee, of which we're quite proud. The stadium seats 72,000, is packed every week. Basketball arena holds right at 13,000. We've had NCAA swimming and track events, and are very proud of those areas. Not only varsity facilities, but our recreation facilities as well. 12 indoor handball courts in the physical education building, a swimming complex. It is really a fantastic thing with an indoor and outdoor swimming pool, separate diving tanks, and actually ultraviolet lights for suntans in the out of season. We have intramural fields which are lighted, and intramural activities go on actually on up into 12 and 1 o'clock at night, are very well utilized. We have great tradition here at Tennessee, great fans, people who will go with us to play anywhere, and very honestly, we're looking for the great football players, that are truly blue-chip athlete around the country. We're not localized to recruit only Tennessee boys, but we recruit from all over the country, particularly all over the South.
NCAA regulations limit the number of athletic scholarships schools can award. You may not be lucky enough to receive athletic aid at your chosen school. But every accredited college offers the Marine Corps PLC program. The PLC is a program that guarantees you not only needed money for school, but also a great way to get in shape during the summer. Your high school coach or athletic director can tell you how to get more information on this outstanding financial aid opportunity.
An important aspect of playing football here is the competition. The level that we play is a championship caliber. We compete against the greatest teams in the country: Alabama, Mississippi, Auburn, Georgia, outstanding people in the Southeastern Conference, as well as teams like Penn State, Notre Dame, and in the future UCLA. Tennessee has had its share of All-Americans and All-Star caliber football players, and at the present time there are 14 players playing in the pros. For the last, I guess, 4 or 5 years, there have been at least 7 players each year off of our team who have had an opportunity to try out or play professional football. And so the caliber of football here is excellent. We're anticipating, and our goal is the national championship.
Successful athletic schools can be found in all regions of the country. The Southwest has produced Arizona State, which has enjoyed national recognition in several sports. Arizona State's football team, for instance, has not had a losing season in any of the past 15 years. And the Sun Devils have also won 3 national collegiate baseball championships over the past decade. And they've sent many players on to the pros. Reggie Jackson and Sal Bando of the world champion Oakland A's are 2 players who gained their early athletic experience at Arizona State. If you're a blue chip athlete, which is how college recruiters refer to outstanding high school athletes, then you might want to consider a school with a tradition of grooming players for the pro ranks. Located in metropolitan Phoenix, Arizona State has a completely modern campus, as the majority of its buildings were built over the past 15 years. Its facilities include a $1 million physical sciences building, a $1 million liberal arts building, and a $700,000 tartan track. Arizona State offers its 30,000 students a choice of 7 undergraduate colleges and several professional and graduate schools. Applicants to Arizona State must rank in the upper half of their high school graduating class. Prospective scholarship athletes must score at least 21 on the American College Test, or ACT. Scholarships covering room and board and tuition are worth about $1,400 to Arizona residents and almost $2,300 to students from out of state.
In addition to the 250 athletic scholarships at Arizona State, we have 3,000 academic and need scholarships. In the scholarship program for athletes, we have football scholarships, baseball scholarships, and of course track. We have 10 varied sports here at Arizona State. In addition to the male sports, we have an exceptionally good intramural program which is open to every youngster, including the varsity athletes participating in the sport that they're not involved in. We give a great number of scholarships, but yet on the other hand, we've had quite a few youngsters that do come out on their own. And if they want to pay the price and work at it, then they will receive some type of aid as the season progresses, or say possibly as we have it available. So again, it's not the type of a program that you're coming into where you have to be a superstar. We have had youngsters out here that have just been average and have worked at it, and I feel this is the key to our success, is getting the maximum out of that youngster. And above all, making sure that you, as an athlete, recognize what you're capable of doing, and then you start progressing from there.
We're looking for a very special type of young man at Arizona State. We would like, and we look for, and we accept the type of young man who was a fairly good high school student who very, very much wants a college education. He has to be dedicated to this first. He also has to have baseball talent and potential. He has to be the type of person who is willing to come out here and to work harder than he ever has in his life every day. Sometimes people are scared off a little bit by the fact that Reggie Jackson, Sal Bando, many of the names that people hear almost every day came from Arizona State. The young man in high school thinks, well, I'm a good ball player, but gee whiz, I'm not quite that good maybe. Well, who knows? Who knows how good you are? Let us make that type of decision.
You know how tough the competition can be at a big-time athletic school and how difficult it might be to land a starting position on the varsity. At a slightly smaller school, you'll have a better chance of making the team. And just because the school is smaller is no reason to think that it'll be less rewarding or that the competition will be second-rate. Most small colleges take just as much pride in their athletic programs. The University of Delaware is a good example.
The university has 11,000 undergraduates, 2,500 graduate students, and a large extension and continuing education program. The university has 102 degree programs for undergraduates, 40 master's programs, and 17 PhDs. We have outstanding programs in all our colleges, in which we have 9. We have 5 educational divisions, and within this, our chemical engineering program and college marine studies are nationally and internationally known. Housing on the university is quite unique. We have housing that goes from high-rise apartments, which have 15 stories, down to townhouses, to the traditional college dormitory. Students have a choice and a wide range from which to choose. The teaching at the university provides 16 students to an instructor. The cost at the University of Delaware, which is a state-assisted university, is $1,500 for an in-state student and $2,500 for an out-of-state student. The athletic tradition at the University of Delaware is based on the fact that we believe that academics and athletics can mix, and they mix very well at the University of Delaware. We have 12 varsity sports and 12 JV and freshman sports. In the fall, we have cross-country, football, and soccer. During the winter, we have swimming, basketball, and wrestling. During the spring, we have lacrosse, baseball, tennis, golf, and track. The financial aid program at the University of Delaware is based on need. The university is interested in supporting those youngsters who are not able to come to school unless they have financial aid. The financial aid program is only in football and basketball. We do not have financial aid in the other programs. We feel very strongly that a student who is motivated to play is able to play in these other sports if he will stay with us, because instruction is the purpose of our program and also participation.
We have 9 sports at Delaware that do not offer financial aid to the athletes. Soccer is one of these, quote, minor sports programs, but major to the participants. Members of these teams play because they enjoy the sport, not because they're receiving financial aid, but because they have a true love of the sport and because they have a deep desire to excel and be successful by participating in such a program.
Generally, small schools have fewer dollars for athletic scholarships and seldom award scholarships for athletic ability alone. Athletes are more often than not treated like any other student. They compete for the same financial aid based largely on academic ability and need, that is, your family's ability to pay. Ohio Wesleyan University is a private liberal arts school located on a sprawling 200-acre campus 20 miles from Columbus, Ohio. It's a co-ed university with a total enrollment of 2,500.
The academic program at Ohio Wesleyan is one of our most prominent features. We have academic degrees in the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and we have a new degree called a Bachelor of Individual Studies. As far as admission to Ohio Wesleyan is concerned, we have several items of importance. First of all, of course, the college board scores are important, rank in class, and we have a new feature in which the admissions office permits the individual student to hand in creative work as part of the total admissions policy. And this, with recommendations, will lead to the total admission at this institution. Ohio Wesleyan is a private institution and not a state institution, and therefore costs are noticeably higher. The tuition, board, and room at Ohio Wesleyan runs around $4,000 a year. However, the financial aid program that we have will permit at least 25% of our students to participate in the threefold financial aid program of grants, loans, and of course work opportunities. And by the way, athletes are treated as regular students at Ohio Wesleyan, and of course the financial aid is available to them. The athlete at Ohio Wesleyan is treated as a regular student. They have no living accommodations that are separate from other students. We have no training tables. They are live and eat and work with all of the other students. It's interesting enough, too, that 25% of the male population at Ohio Wesleyan is engaged actively in the varsity athletic program. It includes 12 varsity sports, fall sports of football, cross-country, and soccer, the winter sports of basketball, wrestling, and swimming, and of course the spring sports of tennis and golf, lacrosse, baseball, and track. And of course, a very interesting one is the varsity sport of sailing. We are one of the few institutions having a varsity team in sailing, and both men and women are eligible for the sailing team.
We've been sailing at Ohio Wesleyan for about maybe 15 to 20 years now. It's always been a very successful sport. I think the reason we are so successful is because we take a great deal of our students from the East Coast. So they come out to Ohio and can do their sailing here. At Ohio Wesleyan, we really compete against about 33 different schools in the Midwest. And what's interesting is it's one of the very few sports here that really we compete against very large teams. We compete against Michigan State, Ohio State, and various other large schools. I think the most exciting part about sailing at Ohio Wesleyan is that it is a very fun sport. People sail because they want to sail. There's no pressure behind it. It's just a lot of fun, and it also takes a great deal of skill.
The decision is up to you in selecting a college and working toward achieving the high standards required for admission. You've got to work hard to develop your various academic talents and athletic skills, so that when the time comes for the final decision, you can choose rather than settle for a school. If you don't have sufficient finances to attend college, don't let this discourage you. There is more than one avenue of financial aid worth exploring. There's always the chance you might qualify for an athletic scholarship. But if you don't, then perhaps you can get aid from other sources, such as the Marine Corps PLC program. Sometimes it's tough to find a job during the summer months, and the one you do find might not be very exciting nor very demanding. But there's plenty of challenging action in a summer spent as a member of the Marine Corps Platoon Leaders class, also known as the PLC. The PLC has been especially designed for today's student athlete. It enables you to compete in college sports without interfering with your duties as a Marine. From September to June, your college routine is not interrupted. There are no classes to attend, no drills, and no uniforms to wear around campus. Your Marine time is saved for the summer, when you participate in training with hundreds of other college students from all parts of the nation. You'll have plenty of vigorous physical activity to keep you in shape until school rolls around in the fall. Once you are back in school, the Marine Corps will pay you $100 a month for every month of the academic year for 3 years. It's just like an athletic scholarship. The PLC is not only physically challenging and financially rewarding, but also mentally demanding. PLC instruction includes important subjects such as map reading, land navigation, survival, medical care, communications, and airmobile operation. You'll learn not only these important subjects, but also other keys to success, including initiative, confidence, resourcefulness, enthusiasm for what you're doing, and leadership. And just like a leader on a football or basketball team, you'll learn how to impart this knowledge to your men. Upon graduation from college, PLC members receive their commissions as second lieutenants and then proceed to Quantico, Virginia for advanced leadership training. Officer graduates from Quantico proceed either to their first active duty assignment in the field or to Pensacola, Florida as an aviation officer. As an aviation officer, you'll first learn how to pilot fixed-winged aircraft, then either Marine high-performance jets or helicopters. Your college career will be one of your most rewarding experiences. As a PLC member, it can become even more valuable. In college, you'll be able to play athletics, master new fields of knowledge, and through the PLC, gain the financial assistance to see you through. As a PLC member, you'll learn what it takes to be a success in any walk of life.